What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rep2Owner. It's like my fourth take of this video. Not even fourth, this is probably like the seventh or eighth. Um, but today on the podcast, we have Pat McLean. This Rep2Owner, really just like what it is, give you a quick breakdown, is we'll be interviewing business owners who have gone from a sales rep to either starting or acquiring the business that they now operate. The reason why I'm doing this is that's the only way to really achieve financial freedom or even just freedom in general. And I was a sales rep at once as well. I still sell on the side sometimes as well, trying to step into that space as a business owner in a couple different spaces. I hope that this podcast, this platform will be a place where you're able to learn what those patterns are. You'll be able to resonate like with these business owners. We'll also be embedding these business owners as well. If you are interested in high ticket sales, where we're able to go through and place you with them. And when you get to a point where you've learned the skill sets, you've like developed some things that you need to know to go through and start a business. We'll also open it up for funding when you have a business idea or a business like you want to go through and acquire. We'll be able to help you out with that. So that's what Rep2Owner is. As far as Pat McLean actually didn't even want to start a business his whole life, apparently. I'm excited for you guys to listen to it. He didn't want to start a business. He was in sales for a long time, like 7 to 8 years before he got put in a position where he really had to choose. I mean, he had been in the industry for a long time, gone in with pretty much just the wrong people. He was making good money. He was making great money in sales, but got to a point where he felt like out of necessity, he needed to go through and start his own business. He learned a lot of lessons. He's had Flo Energy for about 4 to 5 years now. He's doing millions of dollars worth of revenue and are arguably one of the best installers in the state of Florida when it comes to solar. Love Pat. Love the insights he's given. Hopefully, you guys get as much value out of this conversation as I did. Definitely some gold nuggets in there. And thank you for your patience as I'm going through this journey. And hopefully, we'll be able to help you guys out as well in the process. But without further ado, here's Pat McLean.
Welcome to Rep2Owner, where we show you how to build the life you've always dreamed about by turning sales skills into ownership. If you want to start or acquire a business for true financial freedom, you're in the right place. Today's guest is Pat McLean, once a broke college student, now the founder of a multi-million-dollar solar company. Pat's here to share exactly how he built it and the blueprint you can follow. We'll unpack Pat's journey, the challenges he faced, the tactical moves that scaled his company. Stick around for a rapid fire round and clear action steps on how you can execute this week. Let's dive in. Thanks for joining me, Pat.
Stoked to be here.
If you just give
Thanks
us a
for having
little,
me.
yeah, no, it's great to have you.
I'm stoked. I've never done anything like this before, so it's cool.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Give us a little background on yourself, just everything you kind of like went through in your 20s, how you got into sales, what made you like want to go through and start business. Just a little quick rundown.
Yeah. So I was going to school in Utah and got back from serving a mission. I was living, where was I living? My family had moved away, so I came back and then I was going to college. Moved in with randoms, and my dad gave me enough money for like my first semester and my first month's rent. So perfect situation. You know, I was stoked for school, stoked for all that stuff. Moved in with random people and was working a 9 to 5, just, set up, honestly. I was making like $20 an hour and working, good hours and just super focused on school. Like I came home from my mission, serving a church mission for 2 years in Brazil. And I had learned a lot of things, and what I was wanting to direct them on was school. It's like, I'm going to go do really well and make sure I get good grades and, create a path for myself. because, yeah, I was just excited about it. So then as I was going to school, I randomly, one of my older brother's mission friends who I'd met maybe once, he hit me up and he was like, I'm doing door-to-door sales, and, brought it up to me and mentioned it to me. Mm-hmm. And it was just something that, I wasn't really interested in. He, talked to me more about it, but like, it just, he did a good job of, making me feel like, there's some good energy with that, but I'm so focused on what I'm doing. Like, I've been thinking about this for 2 years while I was on my mission. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what I want to do. So just focused on that. But then I really felt like a draw to do it at some point. It was always in the back of my head. And then I was sitting in like one of our religion classes, and I felt this, like, I need to be in action, basically. Like, I can't learn very much if I'm not like doing the next thing. And I just felt like what I was doing was pretty plain. Like, it was secure and it felt right, and I was ready to put all my energy into it and, do everything I could, because, I was having great opportunities, like school, work, everything. But I just felt like that I need to try new things and do out of the ordinary. So that was like a hint for me of like, you should go do that. You should just go sell. Like, that's where you're going to learn the most. That's where you're going to be exposed the most. That's where you're going to, I just felt like that's where you're going to get some real opportunities, is because there's opportunity there. So I took the opportunity and went out there, and again, just found myself in a super blessed situation, surrounded by incredible people, met an incredible company, and I just want to put all my effort into this. Like, I can have some success if I nailed down on this, just like I felt and still felt with school, because I was doing this during school. Sure. I'd go out in the summer for 4 months, not for 4 months straight, Monday through Saturday. I don't take sick days. Literally, and we knocked 8 hours a day. We woke up at 9, we had a meeting for an hour, and then we got on the doors by like 11, knocked till 2, took a lunch, hour and a half, and then back on the doors till 9, till a little past dark, because it was a great opportunity again. Like, it was just such a good opportunity. I was rolling with Colby. Colby was on my team. Colby was my neighbor growing up. Colby, we were just, taking advantage of that opportunity. Like, I have such good memories doing that. Like, it was where I feel like I really like learned that I have value, like, as, somebody just in general, and like working like in the marketplace. Like, I'm valuable. Like, I can go out and I can go knock on someone's door and I can make money out of that. Like, it's such a good skill. Mm-hmm. Like, I can tell you, anybody will pay for that skill. Like, if you can come into a place and you can start generating money by knocking on people's doors, like, you can do a lot with somebody who has that skill set. So it was, we were just, and we fell into a good opportunity, and we took advantage of a good opportunity. We freaking, paved the way for ourselves. I bought houses from selling pest control door to door in the summers during college. How cool is that?
It's crazy.
Like, it really put me on a good path and a secure path, and just taught me so much. Like, it was an incredible opportunity. So yeah, that was really like leading up to sales. Like, that took me through. I did pest control for 6 years, knocked doors all 6 years, all summer, every summer, recruited in the off season. That's where Colby came in, recruited, I gave it my all. Like, I did everything I could for 6 years and had an incredible outcome from that. Like, I would do it again and again and again and again. If I rewound time, it was perfect for me.
Yeah, because 6 years is a long time. Mm-hmm. 6 years is a long time, and obviously, like, over that time, your perspective's changed to like what it is now, where you could go out right now and generate revenue from like knocking doors. Like, you'd be making a certain amount an hour from knocking doors, doing sales from the skill sets like you've built from doing that over 6 years, giving it your all, doing the 8 hours a day? How was that transition initially, getting like into sales, starting off like at first? I mean, you said you always had a draw to like get into it. Like how was that going from making like $20 an hour to like actually getting in, starting it, and really just like giving it your all and trying it? 'Cause 8 hours a day, knocking, that's like a completely new skill, a different environment that you're going out and trying that. Like how was that whole experience?
Yeah. I mean, I think it just, like, I want to learn, I want to grow. Like, that's like always been such a driver for me, like just in general. Like, that's what life is about. We want to learn, we want to grow. And all those things, like right now, like knowing that I can go and knock doors, and the success that I've had knocking doors in the pest control industry and then in the solar industry, it's awesome. But all those things, like, they're there, and everything that you learn through door to door, and just like the battles, like how hard that was. Like, for me, the hardest thing leading up to that I'd ever done in my life was go on a mission, like making the changes in my life and waiting and doing all these things to go on a mission and get to a position where I really felt like I can just like give it my all. That's something that I wanted to do my whole life, was go on a mission for 2 years and, just go serve and knock doors. And that was an opportunity. And I felt like I learned so much and I gave it my all. And then, fast forwarding to all this stuff that you experience in door to door, like, it's such a good opportunity if that's what you're looking for, to learn and grow. It's like, if you go pour everything you have into this, it will teach you so many lessons. They're so good. Like, if that's what you're in for, then you're going to get it. And yeah, like leading up until now, it's the same thing. Like, I want to learn, I want to grow. Like, that's like, it's just fun. Like, that's what I want to be doing. And there's a lot of opportunities that you get that will help you learn and grow. And that's a cool thing about that journey, where I'm so glad I made that choice to not take the beaten path and work the 9 to 5. And, school is still important, but I found so many opportunities through taking that path, making that choice, and then giving it my all.
100%. And like you talk about, like the skill sets, like you've learned from door to door, like what, if you had to boil it down to like one lesson you learned from like the 6 years that's most impactful from what like you're doing like today, running a solar company, you have a family, like just all in all like aspects of life, what do you feel like over those 6 years that you learned, whether that's a skill set, mentality, framework, whatever like that may be, that like has been the most impactful that you still use today?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, but the biggest one that comes to mind is just that I didn't quit. Like, legit, like that, just, it was so hard, like so grievingly hard to do that, like to go out and to sell. Like, I shed tears on curbs. I, woke up every single morning and you take the last thing you want to do in the whole entire world, like the thing that just gives you the ick the most, like you don't want to do that. And you literally wake up every single day and you do it for 8 hours. Like, just trusting that that's going to work out, because I'm not making any, like, that's so hard. So honestly, just that I didn't quit, because then as I fast forward and I go into like challenging and pushing myself even more and like facing all these challenges, I already set the precedent for myself that like, I know I don't quit. And that's, it'll always serve you, like, to just not get in the habit of quitting. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Otherwise I quit. I don't quit. So just not being a quitter, honestly, like that's one of the biggest takeaways that I got from 6 years there. Like, ending it, I was on such a good trajectory when I ended it. I was making more money every single year, team growing, accomplishing new things, winning cool competitions, just learning how to manage finding my skill sets on how to sell, like all that stuff is just good opportunities, like just good opportunities. But yeah, not quitting.
So when you talked about like sitting on curbs too, like in like the very like beginning, like when do you feel like that moment was, like in that like 6 years, when you just like adopted that mindset of like, I'm never quitting ever again. I'm gonna do like what I say. When was that moment for you where it was do or die?
Yeah.
From like then on.
I mean, it was in general, like I you know, had just got off of doing, you know, in my mind, hard things, moving to a foreign country for 2 years, having to speak their language, not being able to speak your language, not talking to your family, only talking to them twice a year through Skype. Like, that's hard. I can remember a few like pivotal moments for sure, but always having to make the decision, because you're always faced with, you want to quit. Like, I still want to quit sometimes, like 100%. So yeah, like there were a few times, like my first week, I was like 4 days in and I was out there with some buddies. This was, you know, my first time doing sales ever, door-to-door sales as pest control. This is like more than 10 years ago. We were all getting no sales, and it was just like, oh, this just sucks. Like, it sucks for everyone. And I was just sitting on a curb, just like 4 days in, just like, you know, chafing, just not having a good time. And I get in the car, and one of my buddies had 3 sales. And Mike Eddington is active guy, stud. And I was like, gosh dang it, like, he's doing it, I gotta do it. And then I just took it, you know, differently. I got back in the car the next day, and I was just like, all right, like, we're selling now. So then we go and just, you know, and things just, you get momentum from there. And that's what it's like. I want to quit, and then you choose not to quit, and then something goes your way, and then you get some momentum, and then it starts going good, and then you want to quit again, and then you got to make a decision, and then you get some momentum, and it keeps going. But the like wanting to quit, just getting the habit of not giving into that, I still use that, still an asset to me today. I'm anchored in it because I've done some hard things in my past, but they still serve me, you know, now, where I just don't quit. Like, it's just what I just choose not to do, basically.
Because you've done hard things, you know you can do them again. And again and again. I love that. Question for you, like during that time as well, and yeah,
what's your experience been like?
For what?
Like, you've been in this industry for like 5 years now, and you came in straight out of high school.
In high school.
In high school.
In high school.
Left the family home.
Class in session.
Yeah, that's right. And you came out and you started having success. And like, it's 5 years now, like you've felt ups and downs, like you've wanted to quit, you know, all that stuff. What's that? What have been like what's gotten you through that? What's been your biggest takeaways?
I think for me, it's thinking about the possibilities of just like not doing it. Like what's gonna happen if I don't do it, if I don't keep going like through with it, if I don't give it my all, if I don't like be the best person like I can be. Letting myself down, my family, friends, future generations, leaving opportunities on the table where I've been given way too much. I mean, getting flown
Not doing
out.
it is worse.
Yeah, not doing it's way worse.
It's like, this sucks, but that sucks worse.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, there's opportunities thrown at us like every day. Sure, they're hard. They're uncomfortable. Like sometimes like you want to quit, but like we are extremely blessed. Like I'm extremely blessed. And I know a lot of other people are extremely blessed as well and are given opportunities every single day. But a lot of people just don't act on it and continue through with it because like they're scared of failure, quitting, all those different things.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's
It's the hard fight, but it's the good fight.
it's a good fight. During your journey, like of those like 6 years too, who do you feel like doubted you the most, and how did you like channel that like energy?
One thing I'll say on that is I've read that the number one motivator for people is like doubt and proving doubters wrong. I think that's probably true for me, but honestly, I think my biggest doubter is myself. And I just like proving myself wrong, like just going out and doing stuff that is like hard and putting me in a hard situation where I'm leveraged and where I'm taking a risk and I feel alive, and that's because I'm proving myself wrong when I do those things. But I don't really have like a specific person who I feel like's doubted me that I like feel like I got to prove that person wrong.
Except for yourself.
Yeah, like I've been lucky because like, dude, I'm just, my parents, my brothers and sisters were all just like so supportive. Like, I don't know. Like I just, like I really, am motivated. Like that's the number one motivator. I'd say I agree with that. Like I do like proving people wrong, that the people are mostly me. And then my motivator is just, outside of that is just like, I want to provide for my family. I want to have freedom. That's like, before I even had a family, it was like, kind of like what you were saying, like either, do this or that. And the consequences of doing that is like, it's actually a lot worse. Like if I don't do it, what would happen? It would actually be a lot worse. Like as hard as, providing and living the life that you want to live is, like, it sounds worse to like go face all the consequences of not doing that. Like it's just not an option. And yeah, there's a price tag, but like, that's what I want, really. Like I think about if I don't do that and what I'd get, and I just don't want that. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure like I don't get that. And, you face some challenges doing it, and it's fun. Like you learn.
100%. So you take like the doubt in yourself with like what you want in the future, and you channel that to just like get what you want day in, day out. I love that. What and if during like that time frame before you started Flo, was there an expense that almost like ruined you?
During the time frame I started Flo?
Before
I started Flo.
Like getting into sales, doing sales, like all of that. Were there any like financial situations that like you almost like?
No.
That's
Not
good.
Before Flo. When I was before like coming straight home from my mission, and that's probably the most unsecure I felt before starting Flo. Like I was so careful. Like, I would take money and I'd just save it and make sure like I'm very like, I'm just careful.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, definitely I'm not like foreign to that though. Like it's, yeah, definitely have faced some challenges.
100%.
Especially after starting Flo.
During that time frame as well. Yeah, if you had a moment before you got into sales and during sales, did you have a point where you feel like you hit rock bottom, and what moved you forward? Yeah,
first one that comes to mind was like probably like 5 years in, where you just feel super grounded and like I've earned the right to show up and make 6 figures in 4 months knocking doors. And that's just, it's there for you a lot. But it's still, 5 years in, it gets threatened. Like I had a week where, I'm at this point, I'm consistently selling like 20 a week. And I had a week where I sold, it was like such a rough week. Just felt like I was just grinding, and I sold 12 that week. And I want to say all of them canceled. That's what it felt like. And I remember just sitting on the curb, and it was like, dude, I hadn't cried in door to door for 3 years or like 4 years. Like I said, like I'm ahead of it. Like I've earned the right to show up and freaking knock doors, and I just make good money for myself right now. Single college student, I was making good money, making $100,000 a summer, summer over summer over summer. It was good. And all of a sudden I face this week where I just get absolutely like humbled, like sitting on a curb crying, just like.
And this is after you already made 6 figures too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This was like 5 years in. And like it just came out of nowhere and just like freaking derailed me hard. And you ask yourself that question every time. Like everyone who's done door to door, like really, done door to door, you ask yourself that question, like, will I ever get a sale again? Like I'm selling pest control where we sell five a day, or 4 a day, 3 a day on average. And I face these streaks where I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm done. Like, I think it's actually over for me right now. And then, yes, life goes on. You got a manager, tells you play a good song, lighten the mood a little, go cry away some tears into some donuts or something, and then get back on the doors, get back on the horse, and catch some momentum, and things start going good again. Like,
that's all you can ask for. What was your song that you'd play?
I can't remember the song that I was asked. My manager told me to play during that time. I was on my way back and just like never call my manager, like never call. Like he like probably could tell I've been crying. I'm like 5 years in. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just getting rocked. And he's like, all right, I want you to play this song and come here to this place. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, this is so dumb. And I'm like playing this song and I'm driving back and I'm just like, this is so dumb. But like, it's definitely helping. Like I'm definitely changing something. And then go sit with your manager. No crazy conversation. Just like check in. Who are the people you're around? Slow down a little bit. Take some breaths. All right, let's get back on the horse. Like, this hasn't happened to me in 4 years. I haven't had a week like this in 4 years. Maybe it'll happen next week. I don't know, but we're back on the horse. Like, here we go.
Back to it.
And then things happen.
What was the moment that like you knew you wanted to like start your own company?
It was like 2020 and I knew I was doing super well. Like literally 10x my income from pest control to solar in an incredible situation. And it just kind of flipped like overnight. I realized that things weren't what I thought they were. And I made a decision, quickly, like through a hard decision quickly. But over the course of a week, I just started doing research and talking to everyone around me and, all this stuff to figure out what was going on, why things just like flipped for me when I was in just this awesome situation. And then all of a sudden I'd never had a question. It was like, whoa, like questions.
Yeah, talk about the flip or like what questions you're asking.
Just questions around honesty in general, really. Like I'm such a believer in the people that I'm around and like I'm not a deal chaser, I'm a people chaser. So going from EcoShield or from pest control where, I was having such a good experience. It was such a good situation. And then getting into this new situation where I'm like, holy smokes, this is insane. Like such a good situation. And I'm very trusting. Like I'm blessed in that way. Like growing up, I just had no reason not to trust anyone. Incredible everything. And going into, as I started getting a little bit more into just, the workplace in general, like pest control, and then doing whatever I was doing, investment wise outside of that a little bit. And then now solar. And I had my first run in with, questionable things in my mind. And so then I just, took a step back and was like, dang, like I hadn't even poked my head up for a second here. And now my head's like just up looking around. And then I just made a decision quickly that, I wanted to change up my circle. And uh, decided to do that. So then I just started looking around, and that took like 2 weeks. I left an incredible opportunity in 2 weeks. But I just felt like I was in a good enough situation, but that wasn't the number one thing. The number one thing is there were a lot of things that went into it, I guess, but I felt I had a responsibility to take care of people that trusted me, that were, decided to hop on my wagon. And I felt like I was making a decision for, multiple people. So I was looking around and I was like, well, who can I trust? And it was really hard in that situation to put my trust in somebody, because I'd just been through a lot. Like it was rough. Hardest thing I've ever been through, 10x. Like literally going from like my first year in door-to-door sales, and before that was my mission. When I decided to make that transition, making that transition was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life, 10x. And it was a hard seat to sit in. Like it was high pressure, a lot of, and I had to, quietly decide and move forward. Like that's just what you got to do. You got to be decisive. And I decided to plant the flag and to start a company and to do whatever was, going to follow. And honestly, just because, similar to the reason I made other decisions prior, is I just felt like that was the right decision. Like I felt led to it. I felt like it was the right move. So say less, like, let's go. What's next? I have no idea. I went to the bank to start the business. Like I literally went to the bank and said, like, I want to start a business. And they were like, you got to talk to your accountant. And so I was like, all right. And I call up my sister-in-law, who's my accountant, and then get the business started. Like I had no idea what I was doing. And you just go from there. But there were people that decided to come with me, and I felt like it was the right decision. And I knew I was going to learn and grow, like without a doubt. So like I'm freaking tucked in, ready to go. Like, where are we going? What do I got to do?
Yeah.
Like, let's get to work and just go from there.
Do you feel like you started at that moment like more out of like necessity, or like is that something like you had always wanted to do?
No. Something I never wanted to do.
So it's out of necessity.
Yeah. All my prior thoughts of, you're talking start a company. Mm-hmm. All my prior thoughts of start a company were always like, no. Like I was just kind of turned off in college by it, entrepreneur. It just turned me off. And that was that for me. Like I hadn't thought about it prior, but it was just kind of an overnight thing. And it was like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. It's like, all right.
What advice would you give to someone that like wants start a company that's in sales like right now? Like when do they know it's the right time?
Yeah.
To like make that flip?
I'd say just do it. Just get the ball rolling. Like that's literally it. Like as small as it'll start. Like don't quit. Do the inputs that you can. I was blessed to be in a situation where I could go all in, but if, you have to balance some other things, then commit to a certain amount of time you can put towards it and, have a long-term vision of what it's going to be and just go work on it. Just go start hacking away.
Just do it.
Yeah.
There's never a right time.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
After you started Flo, was there a specific expense or scenario that like almost sank everything and ruined it all?
Payroll.
Talk to me more about that.
Yeah. I mean, payroll is a heavy expense. Like bodies are expensive, and you also get in situations where cash is all over the place. you're buying materials, and you have lag, and you have like what's going on in the office, and believe it or not, a tiny little thing can set off cash by a long shot, and you get in situations, and you got to get resourceful, and you got to keep things going. And that's what I say by being leveraged, is like being in a situation where you, like, for me, leveraged is like feeling like I could lose everything, like all except for my family and faith, and who I am, and I ain't losing the ability to go knock some freaking doors and go make some freaking money in a year. So that's a comfort. But as far as what my present life looks like right now, my house, my cars, assets, anything to my name, feeling like that's all leveraged in this thing, like this thing is like a scary feeling. Like, it's like, all right, like that's where it's like having that belief that like you're doing the right thing, and you have to have that belief to not quit. Like that has to come first. So what are we trying to do? Is this going to help me do it? Yes, I feel resolved in that, tucked up, ready to go. Where are we going? Like, what are we doing? I know how to work. I don't know how to do a lot, but I know how to work. So I'll just start swinging hammers, and then I'll start asking people to swing some hammers, and then we'll figure out how to get there. But just being on the right path and believing in what I'm doing and making it happen,
regardless of what happens. How if you don't mind me asking, like how close was it for like Flo, like going belly up, like with payroll?
I've realistically, like, weeks for sure. Like,
what actions did you take like right then to like resolve it and move forward?
I mean, it's crazy because the actions are such little things. Like that one specifically, the action I remember is I had to fix something in the office, like administrative, just to make sure our cash was like flowing properly. So, and that was a crazy realization for me, where it's like, holy smokes, like last week I literally didn't sleep. And I'm just like looking at this like, what the heck? Like, how is this even possible? And to come out of that, and it's like, well, you got to make sure they're like checking this box. It's like, holy smokes, dude. Like, and then you got to go in like, patiently and supportively, and make that happen through whoever and however, and whatever you got to do. All that dangling over that, you got to leave that aside, and you got to go just fix that. And we fixed that, and wow, like you just make changes like that, and some big, some small, but big challenges and all that. And sometimes it's vice versa. A small challenge turns into a big fix, and sometimes a big challenge, like being on the freaking 1-inch line of missing payroll, is a small fix. Like, it's chaos. Like, it's absolute chaos.
You keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy. For Flo, what do you feel like is 20% of like the activity that drives 80% of the revenue that Flo generates?
Just people. 20% of people. You know who them dogs are. Like, they're in an incredible situation. It's a hard fought position, and there's not a lot of them. And when you get in them, you take care of them. And we got some guys that are in good positions looking to, make the most out of them. And that's, there's a lot outside of that. There's a lot. There's still, that's the 20%. But yeah, it's people. the 2080 is people for sure.
Because I feel like, yeah, if that's driving 80% like of like the revenue of the business, obviously you've been able to attract like high level talent throughout like, yeah, your time at Flo, throughout like your like sales career, like as well. Like, do you feel like that being able to like recruit and like maintain people like came from the skill set like you built like within sales, or is that something you developed over time like as like a business owner, or is that something you came into like even before sales?
Definitely, all of the above before sales. Just, yeah, with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, in general, just getting what you want in life, you got to sell or in some way, whether it's selling or not. Yeah, and the best way to sell is to be like you go, you do the work, you do what you say you're gonna do, just show up, have a good, strong believing in life and what you're supposed to do and be committed to it and work hard doing it. Then, that belief for me is what really like has gotten me into good situations. I believe it's that belief in that. Like, you just go to work and you get momentum and things start going your way, but just be so committed to what you're trying to accomplish and know what you're trying to accomplish. I just want to learn and grow. That's like what I really want to do. I want to make the most out of life. I want to be happy. I want to wake up loving what I'm doing, loving the people I'm around. That's all this is. That's it. Just trying to make it. Just a dude trying to make it.
I love that. Like you're just trying to be the best person like you can be. Working your hardest, doing the things you say you're going to do, and just naturally are attracting people to you that like, yeah, change like your personal life. It's built a multi-million-dollar solar company. Has saved, yeah, millions of dollars like for homeowners. And yeah, built people's bank accounts and changed people's lives more than they can imagine. That's crazy.
It's cool.
When 'cause I feel like with that, like you've always been, I think whether we know or not, we're always building like a personal brand that like people view us through, how they look at us, just like we were just talking about, like over like your whole time, your whole life, like you were saying, like before sales, even through sales, and like as a business owner, like you've been focused on yourself, not like focused on yourself, but like your own journey, personal development, like being the best person you can be for your family, business, whatnot. When do you feel like you like really like start focusing on like your personal development, like your personal brand, and when do you feel like someone should start really focusing on that? Just because that is such a big aspect, like in starting your own business and like becoming successful. Because if you're not able to attract the right people to that, then you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be dead in the water.
Yeah, I mean, earlier the better. I feel like it's like similar to like starting a business. Like you just like got to start hacking away at it and like doing. You talk about what did you say? Personal development and your brand.
Like your personal brand.
It's just gonna be hard. Like it's just hard. It's still hard. Like it's just doing little things consistently over and over and over again, and it serves you so well to be able to do that. Like just every day, whether it's with your kids, it's with just at home in general, at work. There's so many little things, and I feel like the core of it is just with yourself. It's just doing the little things good, and then you'll do. You do the little things good inside, then you're going to do the little things good outside or better outside. But the battle, starts with you, and the way you do something, you do everything. So it's important, like, to say how early, like, I look at it in my situation with my kids, I'm like, right away, like,
no.
I want to teach them now.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a, yeah, it's just the way to go.
Why? Because I feel like a lot of people like know like they should be. Everyone knows like what they should be doing, for the most part, to like get to the next step, to move on to the next level. It's like just taking action, right? Taking action, building personal brand, doing things that you need to do, not quitting, doing those things. Like what do you feel like hinders like people the most from like taking action, from like doing like those things that they know they need to do like right now?
Yeah, it's probably like just like the cheesy mundane answers, but like just, you know, having your mindset on what you're gonna do and believing in what you're gonna do and urgency. That
100%.
just having urgency, that like that situation, like I'm either gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, and this is hard, but that, if I really think about it, that's actually harder. Like I don't want that, so I got to get this, so I might as well start working on it right now, because every day I'm not working on it, I'm heading more towards that. And that makes a small decision, like, do I go knock doors? Do I knock doors today? Do I start this business? There's be present. That was one that I was thinking about. Like, it's just like, it's hard to do, but you just got to do it. You just got to start, chipping away at it. So have an urgency to, even though it doesn't look like a big deal right now, like it's probably the biggest deal right now because it's small, and, you can start chipping away at it right now.
I like the way that you look at it too. What's the saying? It's hard. Like it's hard, like eating healthy, but it's like it's even harder, like being like overweight.
Yeah.
Not like the way you look, like doing like those things. And it's, I like how you look at that, and like that like builds urgency. That's even like the thought of like that other outcome pushes you to do the things that you need to do, like from the day to day.
Yeah.
I like that because I think a lot of people do. Yeah, I mean, just do like they just don't think about that because like the alternative is just like easier and closer to like pick. But in reality, over like the long term, the way you think about it, you definitely think longer term, way longer term than just like day to day. Yeah, that like those like daily actions, that like that urgency like will get you the things that you want. Like who do you feel like called you out on your like blind spots the hardest? And like what were they?
I feel like right now the first person that comes to mind is my business partner. I've got 4 of them, but the one that's the most not like me. Or there's 4 of us in total.
Sure.
And the one that's the most not like me, like it just helps me a lot. Like I learned a lot about myself by, through that. And like you push each other, and you push to grow and, learn. And I feel like that's a huge benefit. Yeah. Like
100%.
One of the things that I learned the most from that is like what I was saying, just like to be present. Like, it's something that it's like similar, like making yourself wake up early. Like I'll focus on doing it, and then it just gets mundane. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to be on my phone. I want to just like chill out. And then, getting back to it where it's like, I got kids, I got an incredible life. Like I got everything I need to see is like literally right in front of me. So focus on it and just exercising that muscle. Like, yeah. What, can I ask you a question?
100%.
Questions? Like where do you see Rep2Owner going?
I think the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a lot of people who lose their jobs, who still like want it all and just like don't really like know where to go, where sales regardless of AI, regardless of what a lot of people say, like about like sales roles getting replaced, I'm sure, yeah, AI obviously has already made processes and systems like a lot more efficient where they don't need as many people like in sales roles, but there will always be a need for sales. Always, always. You always need to sell yourself. You always need to be selling the product, the service, the people, the company, like whatever it is, like there will always like be a need there. And I feel like that's such a gateway to actually like owning your own business and achieving like your dream life. So the next 5 to 10 years, like where I see this going is we have
Forbes first step to billions.
100%,
Door-to-door sales. Forbes.
100%. The majority, I feel like like a good majority of multimillionaires and like billionaires had some mentor or started like or had some sort of experience in sales. And it's just such a direct path of like getting there. And there's not a lot of things out there that promote this, because a lot of companies just want to keep people trapped in like their pay structure, like whatnot, like keeping them there, which is fair. Like you need those like people to grow.
No trust.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like you want what's best like for your people. Like you want like people to build like their dream. And I feel like if that's being promoted, then we'll bring thousands and thousands of people over the next like 5 to 10 years to achieving their dream of becoming a business owner, achieving financial freedom, like their dream life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sick.
should be fun.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning.
Yeah. What's in the next year?
Next year we'll be interviewing business owners, like just like yourself, really figuring out what those what those mindsets are, like the frameworks business owners like think through that were a sales rep at one point. What were the things that they struggled with, that they went through? What got them into sales? What made them switch over to like starting their own business? Like really, really figuring out like that formula for what are those daily inputs and check-ins that need to happen to instill like the mindsets, the frameworks into sales reps to actually run a successful business. Because if someone doesn't have the frameworks that you just mentioned, when payroll comes to push to shove within a month, like they're not going to make it, and
Heck yeah,
all
baby.
the people that they have that believe in them like aren't going to make it either. So
Yeah.
over the next year, we'll be building out that formula, placing people in multiple industries in sales, solar, door to door, business brokering, real estate, like AI, automation, like software, like whatever it is. We'll be placing sales reps underneath mentors that know what they're doing, that have gone from being a sales rep to an owner, where they can
People
trust
chasers.
100%.
Find good opportunities to grow, opportunities to make money.
100%. Yeah, I think this one's a classic question, but I think it's an important one too. When you were right about to start your business and like get into the weeds, going to the bank, doing all of that, what's something you wish you could go back and tell yourself like during like that moment or like that week?
I can think about some things I wouldn't tell myself, like how hard it was going to be, what I was going to have to do. Like,
You don't think you would have done it?
No.
Really?
No. It was, yeah. What I'd tell myself, it's, it's gone the way it's supposed to have gone. So it's hard to change anything. Like I look back and it's like, I think, things happen the way they were supposed to happen. Yeah. I don't think, I would really change anything necessarily.
But you just want to tell yourself.
I wouldn't tell myself what I was about to do. No, no way. If I could really know the full aspect of it in that moment, if I could know the benefits of doing all those things, but if it was just laid out on paper for me of like, these are all the things that you're going to go through and this is, all the lessons you're to learn and all that, then
Absolutely not.
no, I'll just go make some money somewhere else.
That's funny. But you don't regret it. You don't regret it at all.
No,
I won't bet.
no, absolutely not.
I love that. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your insights, your blueprint, just how you've gone to sales, gone through all your challenges, been able to like work through everything, what's motivated you to get into sales, start your own business, stay in it, what's kept you going. Yeah, I really believe as this continues, like, yeah, this will change a lot of people's lives.
Heck
So I appreciate you being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Like, I'd say more so like you're building something, and I'm excited that I get to be a part of it in whatever way, and like I know what you're capable of. So you set your mind to something, then cool, we're in.
Oh, baby.
So I'm excited to see what happens from it. And just super grateful, honored that I could be a part of it.
It's gonna be good. Thank you guys for joining. Choose one tactic from Pat's story or framework or mentality or really just anything you pulled from it and try to implement into your life in the next 7 days. If you're ready to get into sales or really to become an owner as well, feel free to check out our pathway in the link below. Hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. And until next time, keep learning, keep taking action. It's never enough.
Yeah, boy.
Good boy.